Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. You guys already know what to do. But before we get into today's episode, y'all, come on now. I shouldn't have to tell y'all. I'm going to let y'all get it done so we can get started, get it popping, because we got to get into it today. We got to get into today's political episode. I said political, so you probably should know what that means. If you don't know what political means, boo-hoo for you. Let me stop playing, but y'all should seriously know what that means, though. Like, for real. It's not even funny if you don't. Like, seriously. But I'm gonna give you a minute to do so. Y'all already know what to do. It ain't nothing new, nothing changed. So, okay, so today we're going to be discussing President Biden. Everybody knows President Biden is for the Democrats, of course. And though we did have doubts about him, and some of you are like, why would you have doubts about a man who is for the Democrats? And Democrats, I won't say is mostly all African American. They're, it's containing white, Caucasians in any form of white or any other, nationality or ethnicity. But, most African Americans are Democrats. And so you would assume that why would you have an issue with President Biden, or why would you not choose him? First of all, you guys don't really know his Joe Biden's background. As surprising as it is, doing like deep and of course he's not like this. He's a good. First, let me say this: he's not what I'm about to say and get into. He's a good president. He is for everyone. He is for everything that is right. But his background has displayed a little, and I'm pretty sure some of you know what I'm talking about. But Biden back then definitely had a racist background back then, and his background doesn't necessarily back then that necessarily didn't make him a racist, but he did have a background that was not very popular during, I would say, his election. And some people called him out for it. It wasn't really brought up that much, but it was out there. And some people had their doubts. I know when I was discussing in my school, I was like, when I remember when Trump was still in office and we were debating like whether we would choose Trump or Biden, I was like, you know what? I was like, I remember saying, yeah, Trump is a horrible president, but it's like his plans of what he was going to do was out there. We know what the type of person he is, and what he is. Biden was a little tricky back then to understand because, his background was so mixed with different things that weren't very flattering for certain people, some of color, and for some different instances, which I talked about. I was like, yeah, Trump is a good guy, but Trump isn't a good guy, but Biden has his perks too. And that was in the past, of course. Those things that I'm not gonna say were in the past, but if you do some research, you'll find what I'm talking about. But that was in the past. It's not really that big of an issue. Um, I would really concern about, but uh, he definitely had some things. I would definitely say he has back then. That back then he did make some racist marks. Back then, let me repeat it. Back then, I don't know if he did it. It's crazy, but Biden definitely does have a racist history. So But that's in the past that was discussed. If you do research on that yourself, you'll find out more of what I'm talking about and stuff like that. That's why I said back then, Trump. Yeah, Trump wasn't really a good president. But let me say this. You know, we know Trump's not a good guy. Biden really, based off his past history, wasn't a good guy either. But he definitely displayed he was a good guy during his presidency. Unfortunately, it wasn't really the way people wanted it to be, because he was doing things slowly. And you have to also consider the fact of his age. Like, he's up there, he's up there. And Obama, when we had Obama in office, I mean, Obama was like, what? How old was Obama when he was in office? Let me see. How old was Obama? Because I believe he was like in his 50s. He's getting close. I don't know. How old was Obama? Oh my God. Obama was 47. This is like really young. So not to call out Biden for his age or anything, but Obama was like, he was pretty young when he was pretty young, at that age of becoming president. And I'm not trying to call out Biden or anything. But Biden, let me see. How old was Biden? How old was Biden entering into? I believe he was like, let me see. I believe he was like, let me see. I believe he was 78, 79. So, oh man. Not to, okay, I don't want to sound like I'm calling him out for his age, but I'm just saying, like, you have to understand, he's, he may have not got things done as quickly as we wanted him to do, but at least he got them done, I would say, in my opinion. Biden was definitely, and I know a lot of people would have chose Trump. And I'm not gonna lie, there were some times where I said, yeah, it would have been best if Trump was in the office too. But at least the Democrats got to win. You gotta, like I said, you gotta realize Joe is like, he's elderly, so he's getting up to that age where it's like, I remember I saw a video of him sleeping during one of the outside interviews when he was outside, and I was like, it was like I couldn't even judge him because I was like, he's, like I said, once again, he's getting up there, so I couldn't even really judge him like that and be like, well, I mean, the meetings probably are boring, but I don't know, but it was just, it's a lot, I would say. For me, I think Biden was a good president slash okay-ish. I don't want to sound mean about him, but I think he was a good president though. That's just my opinion. You guys let me know. Okay, I'm not gonna use good, but he was just a president who just took his time, unfortunately, to get things done. Sadly. And I know a lot of people wanted things to be done a lot faster for certain situations, but you, like I keep saying, you have to consider the fact of his age. And I'm not trying to like call him out or anything or be funny about it, but it's the truth. But thank you guys for listening in. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I don't want to sound like that I'm being mean, but it's the truth. But yeah, thank you guys for listening in, and yeah, bye bye guys.